And this is kind of a demonstration display for components for DC fast charging. Here you can see we have a basic circuit diagram coming from the three-phase AC coming in. And initially we have some protection components, so varistors and gas tubes here for the AC line protection that you can see up here. There's a variety of different products available, both standard leaded disc, surface mount discs, thermally fused varistor products, and here you can see the gas discharge tubes. And then we also have the potential for inrush current limiting PTCs as the capacitor bank, the DC link capacitor bank is charging to limit that inrush current. And then we move in a little bit further, you have the filtering components, which might be EMI, EMC capacitors, common mode chokes, ferrite cores that we can supply to customers if they're winding their own chokes, and even complete packaged filters that we produce. So those could be either 3-line or 4-line EMC filters as a packaged filter. And then further down we have the DC link capacitors. So TDK has a variety of technologies available, either film capacitors, as you can see here. Mainly those would be the main DC link capacitors for DC fast charging, but we also have aluminum electrolytic capacitors, and these are all options for the DC link. For snubbing, especially if wideband gap semiconductors are used, there's a variety of options here. We have film capacitors that might be attached with tabs to the semiconductor module directly. There's board-mounted film capacitors, and we also have some specialized high-frequency capacitors, ceralink capacitors, that are very useful for a low-inductance path for limiting the overvoltage overshoot. And moving down a little bit further here, we get down into output filtering components. Again, capacitors and inductors for filtering noise on the DC output, ferrite cores, large power chokes here with helical winding, and also common mode devices and film capacitors again, and common mode chokes, and even potentially EMC filters again on the DC out. And then last but not least, as a protection device for if there's a need to interrupt the high current during charging, we have this high voltage DC contactor would be used here on the output to